What do you think? Do you agree? Do you agree?
Of course not.
You don't agree?
It's totally okay for humans to abuse. No, it's awful.
No.
Do you not think it's awful?
Well, let me ask you a couple of questions. What about somebody kicking a dog?
Unforgivable.
What about fox hunting?
Totally unforgivable.
Bullfighting?
Unforgivable.
What about taking an animal into a slaughterhouse and hanging them upside down and cutting their
I
throat?
know that's meat. But I'm not a vegetarian, but my partner is, and most of my friends are.
Yeah.
And I'm aware that it's probably something I don't think about, but I'm aware that when you're taking the cow in, they can feel the fear of the other animals. I do know that.
That's why I'm here. This is reverse psychology, and I'm an animal rights activist.
Right.
And I honestly, no judgment on you, because if you're not vegan, I'm vegan and animal rights.
Yeah.
So I don't just live the lifestyle, I also do activism as well.
I was a member of the Animal Liberation Front as a child. Yeah.
Yeah.
But my parents put a stop to it because they felt it was upsetting me too much.
Okay.
So basically, you know all the stuff about putting fucking nail varnish into the eyes of bunnies and all.
Terrible. Terrible.
I mean, really, I should be a vegan.
You should.
know, I know I should.
And that sounds judgmental.
Not under any
That sounds
illusion,
judgmental.
Under no illusion.
That's why I'm here, because I do farm investigations, I do undercover filming at markets, and it's not just the abuse that's taking place, it's the use of them and the standardisation of cruelty. Like what happens to them throughout their lives, and then when they go to a slaughterhouse.
My stepson, who's a vegetarian, he won't eat eggs.
Yeah, he shouldn't.
He got to this. Well, I was the one actually.
Eggs are really bad.
I was the one that persuaded him. I told him about the whole fucking pecking order in with the chickens.
Yeah.
That even if you allow the chickens outside, they'll peck at each other.
Yeah.
So I told him
they shouldn't be. So even worse than that, when they're born. If you think of all animals being born, they're male and female. The female hens in the egg industry are a waste product. They don't produce eggs, and they're not the same breed of hens that we use for chicken.
Okay.
So those little fluffy baby chicks on the first day they're born, they come down a conveyor belt, and somebody will sort them by hand. They just throw them male, female, male, female. The males, I believe, are a little bit darker in colour. Do you know what happens to the males?
What?
They get to the end of the conveyor belt and they're dropped straight into like a macerating machine, like a big blender, and they're just ground up alive.
Before they're even dead, when they're alive.
Just drop straight into it. Some of the factories gas them, and some of them drown them, just to get rid of them. They're a waste product. They don't produce eggs, so they just want the females, and then they sell you this lie of free range. So if you see
it doesn't mean anything.
it's a lot of crap. Doesn't mean anything. And you see most farmers, they have two barns now. One's for the normal and inverted commas eggs, and the other one's for the free range. So they're exploiting both markets.
They can stick up the price for the free
So these
range.
ones are in cages, and these ones are in one big cage with like a dog flap at one end for a few hens going a day. There's up to 30,000 hens in one of them barns.
I was pretty clear that, and I was telling him about it. The thing is that the actual chickens peck on each other.
Yeah. So that's why they cut their beaks off.
No, listen, just chatting to you.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Cliff. Can I tell you about the dairy industry as well? Do you know how cruel that is? I'm only here to give people information, because I genuinely believe people don't know that about the dark secrets of the industry.
I mean, the thing is, when I was a kid and I was the Animal Liberation Front, I was probably, as you know, children are much more enthusiastic and they want to have a perfect world. I mean, I was just so...
I know.
Like, I was involved with C&D and everything.
I know, and I know you. I can feel you have a good heart.
Thank you.
Like I do. I love animals now.
Because I was like I was so ardent as a child. And I think I'm 51 now, and I think what's upsetting is as you get older, you become a lot more blasé.
See, I'm the opposite now. That's why I'm standing here. There's not many people standing out the street with a sign like this.
No.
But I hold animals very close to my heart, and if an animal gets hurt or injured, like I just can't help myself. I just love them. They're so innocent, like children, and I want to protect them. So I feel like everybody's paying for them to be hurt, and if I can talk to a good person like yourself. I was going to tell you the dairy industry. I'll take about a minute. You'll probably not know most of this. So the female cows don't just produce milk. They have to be pregnant like a human mammal. So they're either pregnant or have given birth. So the farmer puts them in a thing he calls a rape rack, and he artificially inseminates them. And then they're pregnant 9 months. And when the babies are born, the farmer immediately tears the baby away from his mum, which is really traumatic. I used to live in the countryside and listen to the cows crying. I said, well, why are they making so much noise at night? So the mum's crying for the babies that they've taken away. So they take the babies away. The boy cows, you know the herds you see here, The Friesians, usually, the black and white ones, they're the milk cows. They're all female, if you think about it.
I know, and then the other ones.
Where's the boys?
Are they not getting prepared for meat?
No, most of them. So the farmers will do 3 things with them. They're different. They're a different breed entirely than the Charleroi and the beef cows. Beef cows are much smaller, believe it or not.
Okay.
Friesians are very tall, thin cows, but they produce loads of milk, or have been bred to produce loads of milk. So the boys are disposed of by some farmers. So on the first day they're alive, they'll set them on the ground and shoot them in the head, or lamp them over the head with a shovel just to get rid of them. Some will send them to market. So Ballymena market on a Friday morning is the dropped calf market. A dropped calf is a bull calf or a boy calf from the dairy industry, and they sell them to 2 markets. So one's cheap meat products, and they'll go straight across the road at maybe 14 days old and have their throat cut. And some of them are sold into the veal industry, and they go down south into Cork and Dublin, and they go on ships across to Algeria and northern Libya.
Where veal's very popular.
And they're put into veal pens. Well, they'll stand with a veal chain or a chain around their neck.
So veal is just so wrong.
Yeah, but the only reason veal exists is because of the dairy industry. Because they want to. It's a way of making money out of the baby boys because they're not producing any milk. Yeah. So the whole dairy industry sucks. Never mind the mums; they go through about 5 cycles of pregnancy. So as soon as they give birth, they pretty much make them pregnant again. They live to about 5 to 6 years old, at which point they're spent. I'm sure you've seen dairy herds where they're like lame and being pregnant 5 or 6 times in a row.
It's just gonna fucking take it out of you.
And being milked every day is extremely hard on them.
My uncle was a dairy farmer.
Yeah. And I don't hate farmers. I hate what they do.
Yeah.
But the way I see it is and collectively, because I did it too, we're all funding them to do that. So that's cruel. Taking a baby away from its mum is cruel. Maternal instinct isn't just for human beings. Right. All animals have maternal instinct. And then you're exploiting them, you're making them pregnant, which is exploiting a female's reproductive system when you think about it. You're taking their babies away and you're killing their baby boys. That stinks to the core for me. That's horrible. And you're selling the wee baby boys to stand in veal pens in darkness for 18 weeks.
You saying this, would just sort of encourage me to eat less meat.
Or eat none.
Right. Well, I mean, already, already when I'm cooking for my partner or my stepson, it's all vegetarian.
I know.
Do you know what I mean? I'm not.
So you're almost there, like vegetarian.
Well, the only day in the week that I eat meat, and I don't even always eat it there, is when I go over to my mum's and my sister's.
I get you. And I mean, it's a lifetime of doing something up until now that you've always done, and the change can seem like shit. I'm gonna have to change my.
It's not a big deal, but I don't already feel it's a big deal. It's nearly like
you do feel it's a big deal or not?
No, it's not a big deal. I think the thing is, it's nearly like it's just so lazy, or it's so easy when you go out for a meal to have the steak. And even though
it's only, can I say it two things to you? Even if you're only eating it once a week, that one animal had to suffer terribly for that once a week. Yeah. And again, not judgmental, that's just a fact. That I take it down to an individual level. Like, okay, we kill 78 billion land animals a year, but when you eat a small amount, one animal had to die for that, And also,
I can do it. I used to be a vegetarian years ago, but didn't last very long.
Well, let me tell you how easy it is to go vegan, because if you talk to vegan people, they will all say, I don't know if I could do it or not 2 weeks before, and see 2 weeks after they do it, they'll all tell you it's the best thing they've ever done.
I have a lot of friends.
This is how easy it is.
Vegetarians.
You walk into the supermarket, right, and you're, I need to buy a pint of milk, and you go to lift a pint of dairy milk, and you think, no, I'm not going to pay for that anymore. And you turn around and you buy oat milk or rice milk or coconut milk or almond milk and just buy one of those instead. They're like pretty much the same price.
You've just taken.
And that's a decision like that. And inside a week, okay, your coffee or your cereal will taste a wee bit different, but not worse, not better. It's just a little different. Oat milk and coffee's lovely. Barista oat milk.
Oat milk.
Yeah. Rice milk, coconut milk, almond milk, all lovely in cereal. Keeps forever in the fridge. Milk is off in a few days.
My partner is very much a vegetarian. He lives on milk, milk and cheese. He eats an awful lot of cheese, and I think he's probably like allergic to milk, which is why he's
probably lactose intolerant. But that's that's not an illness. That's the way human beings. 70% of the human race are lactose intolerant. Yeah. Your body produces an enzyme to deal with the sugar in milk.
I don't actually drink milk. I don't drink milk because from a kid I was allergic to milk with eczema. So I don't actually.
It's really bad for you.
I don't drink it anyway.
Well, look, put it this way: you're an animal already. You were in ALF, and those guys are legends, by the way. You don't drink milk, and you hardly ever drink meat. So how far away are you from living a cruelty-free lifestyle?
Not that far.
Not that far.
This is lovely talking to you.
I'm going to give you a card before you go. Thank you so much for stopping. I love talking to good people like you that totally get it. I know this sounds a wee bit controversial, but that's...
It does feel controversial because why don't people even stop to think?
If you're against somebody kicking a dog, why are you not against somebody sticking a knife in an animal's throat? Here's my card. I do YouTube. You don't have to sub me or anything like that. I'm just showing you, and I have an Instagram. But see on here, loads of wee resources and things to watch. See the top one here, the best speech you'll ever hear? It's a guy called Gary Yourofsky. He's a lecturer. He did a tour of universities in America, 300 odd. And somebody filmed one of his speech about 10 years ago on their phone. Something like 28 million views now. It's literally if you think I'm giving you some truths, listen to that guy, and he will push you a little bit further. Well, I listened to that and I was like, I'm going vegan. I went vegan overnight after listening to that guy. So
no, it's food for thought. It's food for thought for today, definitely.
Well, I appreciate that. I don't expect people to go vegan on the spot. That's not going to happen. It's unrealistic. You've not been vegan for like 55 years of your life. What did you say, 51? 51?
51,
51. Yeah. You know, so how many people go vegan overnight? Not that many, but you're close. So give that speech a wee watch and see how you go.
Cheers.
Can I ask you your name?
Emma.
Do you want to give me a hug or not?
Oh my God, yeah.
Thank you so much for stopping.
No problems. Thank you.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye bye.